Shanti, good evening, or I can see that for one or two of you it's good morning, I think. So thanks for joining us, or good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We have begun this series of reading Mama's classes, and they've been providing a lot of insight and a lot of inspiration for us all. The greatest eye of all is this eye of knowledge, which then becomes the eye of experience. And as we hear these classes from Mama, I invite you all through your third eye of experience to visualize yourself in the class in front of Mama. And as you hear the points, they will ring in your ears because you will get to know Mama through the points. Her consciousness is being expressed in these points. And as we practice our yoga in this way, being soul conscious, remembering Shiv Baba, and then saying to Shiv Baba, let me have an experience of being in front of Mama, then it really livens up the experience even more. It makes it even more significant. I've had this practice for many years, and I can testify that the experience grows, it becomes better and more meaningful. I've been doing it with the Morley class for many years, and what I found is over time, I developed more and more ability to catch the insights of the Morley because I was feeling right in front, or I feel right in front. That practice also helps us in our yoga more generally. Just before this class, I was offering bhog in our Baba's room. And I had something in my mind, so I was thinking, and I was thinking too many thoughts. I had no need to be thinking so much about that. And I walked into Baba's room, and it was just remarkable. I could feel Baba sitting there, and he just made me silent just through his presence. And so Mama and Baba, through their angelic presence, Shiv Baba, through his incorporeal, constant companionship, they really convey layers to us of experience. So I'll hand over to Ranjan now to read the class and enjoy the experience at the same time as hearing the poem.
Om Shanti. Good evening to all, or good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are. If it is good afternoon. Now, do you remember on Saturday we read the Murli of 22nd December? Sorry, I just remind you how Mama's flow and journey is. So it was about liberation and who Shiv Baba is, that how Shiv Baba is the only one who could liberate everyone. And here Baba says, to be liberated from total sorrow and to attain total happiness requires effort, which only the Supreme Soul can inspire us to make. So today's Sakar Murli was also a lot of points like that, also in that. But then here, so Mama is pointing out that, so what do I have to do? Baba inspires, Baba is there. His task involves actually doing things. Those divine activities are actually taking place. And then do you remember the Baba's title of what he gives when he gets things done? Karan Karavanhar. Baba mentioned a few times. Karan Karavanhar is doing and also inspiring. And then at the end, Mama ended by saying that whatever someone does is revealed in the result they achieve. It would then be said, these are the same ones of the previous kalpa. You cannot say only those who belonged to Baba a kalpa ago should be inspired to make effort. So Mama is pointing out really subtle but very relevant points here for us to practice and check. Yeah. That's why I thought if I we recap and then I'll continue the it's a short one. Only those who belong to Baba Akalpa should be inspired to make effort. God, Mama says, God does not take advantage, means discriminate. In this way, you have to become this through your own effort. Everyone studies the same, but the status they receive depends on how much they study. Whatever you do, you will be rewarded accordingly. Acha? So basically, Mama is saying Baba is very, very fair. He doesn't take sides or anything like that. He's not body conscious at all. He's ever soul conscious. And now today we read the Murli of 23rd December, 1958. And the creation of the body on the basis of sanskars. So Baba pointed out in today's Murli and Avyakta and the Vardhan in blessings about sanskars. So, Om Shanti, through God, we now know human souls and also God. To know about God means to know the Creator, and to know about human souls means to know the creation. Human beings are the main ones. The entire creation follows human beings. We now know that human beings become devilish or divine in their nature. Deities are human beings and devils are also human beings. It isn't that devils are beings with fearsome features or that deities have three eyes, three eyes. No human being has any extra organs as such. It is all a question of their nature. The sanskars of the deities are different from those of devils. The 5 evil spirits are called devils. When human beings have these 5 evil spirits, they are called devils. You know, we use that word devil when somebody does such a thing, but we use it commonly or loosely. But if you think it's a bit serious because it is paying attention on your sanskars. So the sanskars of the deities are different from those of devils. The 5 evil spirits are called devils. When human beings have these 5 evil spirits, they are called devils. It is through these that human beings experience sorrow. We now have to change these sanskars, and they can only be changed when we have complete knowledge. Only Almighty God can give the cure for liberation from these 5 evil spirits. Only God changes human beings into deities. So today also Baba mentioned. Do you want to say?
Well, I think what Mama is conveying is that everything depends on our sanskars. Baba has this slogan that to change the world, you have to change your sanskars. The word he uses in Hindi for world is sansar. So he's rhyming the words sanskar with sansar. The problem that we have at the moment in our world is that people don't want to change their own sanskars. They think others should change. They want the world to change. They want their governments to change. They want their societies to change. But no one is saying, I'm going to change my sanskars. I'm going to remove all of the vices. So this is the challenge, because what Mama is explaining is the difference between a deity and a devil is just this one thing, just the sanskars. And how those sanskars then affect everything else. But we have original sanskars that are with the soul, and then we have acquired sanskars. So it's amazing, isn't it, that it's those same deities who then become the devils. It's not two different beings. And it's those same devils that then become the deities. And so it's understanding that the difference here is, are we using our original sanskars, or are we using the acquired sanskars?
So Baba is saying, we are now changing our devilish nature and imbibing a divine nature. Firstly, we have to be totally liberated from the karmic bondages of our devilish nature. That is, we have to change our sanskars. Because I think our sanskars, old habits, everything are like a big burden and obstacles for us. That's why no matter how much we try, it brings us down.
It came up in yesterday's Morally. So Baba was taking this up of karmic accounts coming in the form of remembrances, and how he was saying to us that if you increase your karmic accounts, you'll just end up remembering them, and you will have less and less space for Shubhaba. And we have these old sanskars. So it's been a theme, hasn't it, for 7 to 10 days, this concept of a karmic bondage. Because we understand what karma is. But when the karma we've performed in past lives actually becomes a bondage for us, and it sounds like Mama is taking it up in the level of nature, that even our nature can be a form of a bondage. And we do see that. We see that in ourselves. We see that in others. That sometimes our nature helps us. Sometimes our nature prevents us from doing things. So it's a very interesting form. It's so subtle, isn't it? The karmic account in the form of your nature. It's something we often don't think about. We think about it like health, finances, relationship. We think of karma in that way. But these last 2 days, Baba's Morally, it was very subtle, like, who are you remembering? That's a sign of where your karmic bondages are. And then now Mama's taking it up on the level of nature.
And also when I read in the above passage about creation, Mama started beautifully that God, through God, is a creator and creation we are. And then Mama said human beings are the main ones. The entire creation follows human beings. And here now Mama is saying that firstly, we have to be totally liberated from the karmic bondages of our devilish nature. That is, we have to change our sanskars. And Baba said, you are my helpers. You have responsibility. And so what I was thinking, I was remembering the sister when we first started, Christina, I believe her name. She was very concerned about the nature and change. But Baba says everything follows us. So our thoughts and everything. So we said we will discuss that in more. But you see, Mama is saying that once we change, we have to pay more attention because human beings are more intelligent. We can do it. And this is why I look at animals, everything. Everybody has same diseases, everything. I don't tell you how they suffer, what we suffer. So we are very much responsible for, bringing, and so we have to reverse our actions and reverse everything and help the nature and animals and everybody. So this is why Baba says, when you change everything. So anyway, now I carry on. Deities are said to be complete with all virtues. Even their bodies are beautiful because the way the body is created depends on the sanskars. Because remember the creation of the body on the basis of sanskars. This is the topic Mama has taken up. So whatever our bodies are dependent on the sanskars also. When someone is blind or crippled, it is said that is his karmic account. So it is based on his sanskars. God is now purifying souls, and so they receive beautiful bodies. When souls are impure, even the bodies they receive are impure. We are now imbibing a divine nature and becoming deities. So it is Sundays Murli. Baba was really emphasizing on purity, total purity. And so here Mama says, we souls are impure, even the bodies they receive are impure. We are now imbibing a divine nature and becoming deities. This is the confluence age. Deities and devils exist at this time. Both of them exist at this time at the confluence age. There is no question of deities existing in the world of devils or vice versa. So there are no devils in golden age. That's what Mama, vice versa. This is the confluence age where we are in the process of letting go of devilish sanskars and imbibing pure sanskars. To change sanskars is the task of the Almighty Supreme Soul alone. Only Shiv Baba can do that. The sanskars of many births are now very strong and bitter. Such sanskars have been used with great force for many births. It is the task of God alone to finish that force. Many say that they are making effort, but their sanskars are so strong that they are not able to erase those sanskars. There is the burden of many births on your sanskars.
So why
You now
sanskars
have to
don't
remove
change?
that.
Because of this burden. So if we want to change our sanskars, we're going to need to focus on our yoga. This is why Amrit Veda is so important. We need that combination of remembrance and blessings. Otherwise, to change our nature and sanskars, when it's become so deep, so reinforced for so many centuries, it's very difficult. But with Baba's Amrit Veda, Baba's Murli, it's possible. It can be done. But it's understanding how these karmic accounts come in the form of these sanskars with a lot of force. And at that time, it disables our good judgment a lot of the time. We just go on the basis of the sanskar, on the basis of the drive of the sanskar.
Yeah. So Mama is saying that there is the burden of many births on your sanskars. You now have to remove that. And she's saying the method is, the more we remember Baba, the more we shall reduce the burden of sinful actions. We have to become complete with all virtues, 16 celestial degrees complete at this time on the confluence age. And remember, Baba said, don't look at anybody's weakness, just make the garland of their virtues, everybody's virtues. And that also, so we become virtues, we can. Many ask, we have to become complete with all virtues, 16 celestial degrees complete at this time, at confluence age now. Many ask, what are the 16 celestial degrees? So Mama is clarifying even that. The 16 celestial degrees, that means 100%, 100%, 100%. That is perfection. There are no degrees higher than that. There is no stage higher than that for human beings. But there are not 16 virtues, etc. You remain complete with all virtues. You have both crowns, the crown of jewels and the crown of light. So at this time we have crown of light, that is purity and responsibility. And also for future we have more we decorate ourselves with virtue, we'll have a crown of double crown, purity and future kingdom. But you have to be self-sovereign first.
Yes, it's so well, I think I'm right that the moon has 14 or maybe sometimes it's 15 celestial degrees. So that's why we have usually a lunar month is 28 days, because 14 degrees to reduce and 14 degrees to increase. So Baba says 14 degrees is the moon dynasty, but you have to become like the sun. And this is why it's called the sun dynasty. And this is why this extra 2 degrees comes in. So this is what Mama is explaining. The 16 means 100%. You can't be variable. For the moon dynasty, it's like it's going a bit up and down. And that's the whole way in which the moon works. Like you wouldn't say there's degrees of the sun. You would say there's degrees of the moon. And that's the concept.
Yeah. So Mama says, you remain complete with all virtues. You have both crowns, the crown of jewels and the crown of light. There is no power higher than this power. You have both powers, physical as well as spiritual. So our effort is to take all the powers from God. You see, so with all these powers, that all 8 powers are also. Baba reminded you must have 8 powers also. You should use all, both together, like which to tolerate means like, to the other day it was purity, wasn't it? Or nischay, then it's you'll be able to discern. If your intellect is cleaner, you'll be able to discern. So should go hand in hand, like use 8 powers with all other powers also. We are now becoming 16 celestial degrees complete and complete with all virtues. Sannyasis are not said to be completely viceless because, why do you think sannyasis are not said to be completely viceless? Because they take birth through vicious ones. They leave their home. They have taken birth through birth, and they get fed up or whatever reason they leave home. They escape from their responsibility, really. So deities are not born through vice, nor do they indulge in vice, nor do they shed their bodies due to karmic bondages. So deities, there's no vice, they do not indulge in vice, nor they shed their bodies due to karmic bondages. They attain this stage from God. There is no mention or trace of sorrow. Means in the golden age, there is no mention or trace of sorrow. People think that even the deities used to fight, but we know that deities do not have an aggressive nature because our religion is non-violence. We are incognito army, incognito social workers. We don't have violence of any kind. Baba says total purity, mansa, vacha, karmana, actions, mind, our words, actions, everything. Even our behavior, our interaction with each other. There shouldn't be anything bad, but just purity or beneficial words. But we know that deities do not have an aggressive nature. They are said to be complete with all virtues. Their time leaves a great impression, means golden age, isn't it? That time leaves a great impression. Everybody likes the golden age as heaven, because people know that in heaven it was beautiful. Nobody likes the hell. They know there's sorrow. So I think their time leaves a great impression. The cycle now has to spin again. Human beings can become complete in all talents at this time. So it's not only virtues, but Baba teaches us the art of living, art of management. We know we do all this, for service, we do. We do classes also, but what we do, we serve others and have all these topics to serve everyone. Management courses, positive, art of living, art of life management. So human beings can become complete in all talents at this time. God comes at this time and gives complete bliss and complete happiness. This is why he is called. So what do you think the Baba's title is now? And that only it was Karan Karavan Har. And Baba says we can take all Baba's titles as a master, become like Baba. And now today Baba's title, this is why he is called, because God comes at this time and gives complete bliss. See, if you are right in your thinking, what do you think the title is? Bliss and complete happiness. Baba gives that. This is why he is called the bestower of happiness and bestower of bliss. Baba says we also have to become that. Today we had, Baba said, follow Brahma Baba in all or everything. In Satyug, golden age, when human beings are 16 celestial degrees complete, there is no question of singing their praise. When they come down, their praise is sung. So it's a memorial in the Bhakti by in devotion, we sing the memorial of what they have done, of how they were 16 celestial degrees complete when they existed in the golden age.
It's
Who would
that's
sing
an irony,
their
isn't it?
praise when they
I
ever
hadn't thought about it before, but it is an irony that Mama's pointing out that when they're actually worship worthy, no one worships them. And when the deities have fallen and become worshippers, then others worship worship worthy state.
yeah.
But I mean, no one worships Shiv Baba as well when he comes. So
Why,
it's just part of the drama.
why do you think it is? Baba often says
There are no
that
worshippers.
yeah, but Baba says you can't be there. You know, all those ornaments, 4 ornaments are ours at this time. But Baba can't give it because we drop one. We do, you know, sometimes we do Sudarshan Chakra and then we drop our conch shell. We drop this. This is why Baba says he doesn't give it. Actually, they are our ornaments at this time. We should be holding them. There's one object Murli, very entertaining. Murli Baba says he can't because the children while spinning, they don't have all the 4. They take one and then they drop everything. So Baba says she can't, and this is why a few days ago we had a Murli. It's given to Vishnu, but it doesn't. It's for us now, but we don't have that balance. We don't. Do you remember?
Yes, but they are not also worshipped. So we are not worshipped, Baba is not worshipped, and Mama saying the deity is also not worshipped. At this time, there are worshippers, but still we are not worshipped, and Baba is not worshipped. But in the golden age, Baba creates a religion of worship worthy. So he doesn't create worshippers. So there's no one there. But it's an irony in the drama when we deserve to be worshipped. There's no one to worship.
But yeah. When they come down, their praise is sung of how they were 16 celestial degrees complete when they existed. Who would sing their praise when they were 16 celestial degrees complete, since the whole world is like that at that time? Acha, Om Shanti. So,
would anyone like to ask any question or make any comment? Okay, everyone is content. So let's finish the class with a few minutes of Mama's Drishti.
and we'll see you on Saturday.
Om Shanti, everyone.
Shanti, thank you.
Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Thanks for joining. Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Thank you very much. Om Shanti.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Baba.